Manish Bhattacharya, and in this video I'll be showing you how you can troubleshoot your LDAP issues on your PKI environment. So I will be covering two scenarios. So if you open up pkiview.msc, you might see this LDAP issues that are popping up, which is saying unable to download. Now the first and easiest scenario is you need the RootCA certificate and CRL, and you simply need to publish them. So for that you can just do certutil dspublish -f and mention these certificates one by one. So first is the RootCA certificate. Let's just me do this. So this is the certificate that we have. So we can simply say CA01. Okay, let me first go to C drive, C:/ and then do certutil -dspublish -f CS01, and this is our, not this PS1 script. Okay, there we go, the CRT, and we will say RootCA. Okay, so this is already in the DS store, and then we will do the same thing, certutil dspublish -f and then Encon RootCA CRL and the host name of the RootCA. So for me this is CA01. Once I do this, and once I have both the certificate and the CRL published on my Active Directory, this should resolve our LDAP issues. Now if I refresh this, one of this issue is resolved. This is the CDP issue. Now this scenario is the common one, and you will face this 99% of the time, unless and until you have messed up the LDAP while you are setting up the RootCA. You will have to go with the second scenario. Now if you are facing the second scenario, there are two possibilities here. One, you need to renew the issuing CA certificate after you fix the CDP AIA points on your RootCA. So that is one scenario, but the problem with that is that you have to open up the RootCA. Now why do we need to renew the issuing CA certificate is that if you open up certserv and you take a look at the issuing CA certificate, so this is our certificate. If you take a look at this, if you scroll down to your AIA section, this is our AIA section, you can see that in the LDAP we have the wrong one. Why this is wrong? Because in here we have CN equals to RootCA OCS. Now because of this, our if we publish it on our domain, it is actually not going to resolve our issue. Simply because, let me show you, if we copy this URL from here, and I will open up a notepad and I will paste this. I'll remove these adapts and I will remove everything after the question mark. So this is the location that is trying to reach. I'll copy this and I'll move to the domain controller now. So in the domain controller, if you open up ADSI edit and then you move to actions, okay, let me remove this. Okay, let's do from here only. So services and public key services. So this is where your RootCA certificate is going. I'll open up notepad here and I'll paste the location it is trying to find, and this is the location where it is present. If I go on to the distinguished name and if I copy it from here and paste it on our notepad as well, let's compare this. So RootCA, this is good to go. CN equals to AIA. Public key services, this is also the same. CN equals to services, this is also the same, but this RootCA OCS is extra. After that, configuration, Encon, com, all of these are same. But this RootCA OCS is not present. This is an extra container that is accidentally there, and this is a misconfiguration when you were configuring the CDPIA points on your RootCA. So either you have to renew the issuing CA certificate after you fix the CDPIA points, or you can do the second scenario. Now for the second scenario, this is where our RootCA certificate should be. So first let's sanitize this. First I will remove all the %20 and I will simply replace that with spaces. This one. Do we have anything else? Nope. So this is where our RootCA should be. So what we need to do is first we have to create this container inside configuration. So inside configuration, we'll simply right click and we'll say new object and we'll simply select container. Here we have to give the value that we exactly want. So this is RootCA OCS. So copy it from here, paste it, and next. There we go. So RootCA container is created. Let's see. There we go. Now next container that we have to create is services. So we'll repeat the same steps again. Container, and here we'll say services. Finish. So we have the services. Next we have to create public key services. So again, the same steps. We create a new container and we name it public key services. Finish. Okay. Now the next step is AIA. So we don't need to create this container, but we'll not create this Encon RootCA. Because if we look over here, Encon RootCA is not exactly a container, it's an object. So lastly, we'll create the object container and we'll name it AIA. So this is exactly the set of containers that we need, and we have to import our certificate to this container directly. Once we are done creating the containers, then we will take a snapshot of the object that is already published. So open up command prompt and I will go to C drive for this. Now what I will do is I will do LDIFDE -D, and then this is where it is already published. This is a distinguished name that we have. So I'll copy this and in quotes I will paste this up and I will throw this to a file export.txt. So this is successfully exported. Let's take a look. So this is the object that we have downloaded. Now we need to make a few changes. That is, we need to upload this object that we have extracted onto this location. So I'll copy in the distinguished name where it should be and simply paste it over here first. This is one of the location and this is the second location. Once you have done that, then we'll remove all the when created and USN changes. So when created, when changed, all of these will delete. And finally, we have object GUID. This will also remove. Once you have done all of these necessary changes, we'll simply save this file. And we'll do again LDIFDE. This time we are importing. So we'll use -I and -F, which is a file export.txt. So export has been successful and I will now refresh this container and we should have this RootCA certificate inside. Let's go back to our issuing CA and let's see if the changes are reflected. So this is where we changed, and if we refresh this, there we go. This issue is now resolved. So these are the two scenarios on how to resolve these LDAP issues. The first scenario with dspublish should resolve 99% of the issues. If it does not resolve it, this is how you can resolve. So first you have to extract the object that is already published on the Active Directory, make the changes and then import it again. Thank you everyone and see you next time.